Alrighty, so welcome to this lesson. Okay, so we are going to basically solve for a certain variable when we have equations in two or more variables. So let me skip this and let's go on to the core. So look, here you have y plus 2x equal 3. Alright, now we've seen in the previous lesson about the slope and the y-intercept. Well, this is one of the main, one of the most important lessons in order to understand where the y-intercept and where the slope comes from. So let's start solving for y, or for x for that matter. So look, only 3 steps. Remove the loose number, that will be this number. Remove any non-y terms, that will be this one. And then use the multiplicative inverse on the number multiplying the y. That's it. Now I'm going to show you the iPad method that I call it, or the moving around. So for example, y plus 2x equals 3. I need to solve for y. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move the loose number to the other side. Well, there is no loose number. It's already on the other side of the equal sign. Okay. The next one is remove the x term. In other words, take the x term and just put the opposite on the other side. So watch this. Subtract 2x. Subtract 2x. I'm doing this to confuse you because I know that some of you are thinking about something else. So let's see now. Bring down the y. 2x minus 2x, they cancel out. Now what is 3 minus 2x? Wrong is now 1x, and wrong is now 5. 3 minus 2x, you can't do it because they're not like terms. So you write down the x term first, and then bring down the 3. As simple as that. That's all it is. Now you have solved for y. Look, y equals negative 2x plus 3. Making negative to the slope and making 3 the y-intercept. Alright, now let us have the same problem, but I'm gonna do it different. Well, it's already explained to you right here, but let us have the same problem and let us use a different method. So I'm still gonna have y plus 2x equal 3. Okay, but this time I'm going to just take the numbers. Okay, so let me just zoom out, sorry. Alright, so I need to solve for y. The only thing that is bothering, okay, the loose number is already on the other side. Now get rid of the x term. So take the x term. Here, I give it to you. Alright, so it's no longer here. I only have the equal sign. Alright, give it back to me now. Thank you. And put it on the other side with the opposite sign. It's like if you subtracted 2x from both sides. So now I put it here and then I copy my 3. And that's it. That's how you solve for y. Alright, let us do more problems. Okay. So here. Solve for y. Rules. Get rid of the loose number. Well, the loose number is already on the other side. And now get rid of the x term. Alright? Just because you see fractions here doesn't mean that we're going to start, oh, distributive property, fraction. No. Take the x term here. That's it. It's no longer here, right? Now give it back to me. Thank you very much. See, now it went to the other side, positive. And then plus 2. Now, why is it positive, Becker? Well, I just explained that, but let me say it once again. You don't have to do all that writing. Look, you're going to get rid of the x term by adding the opposite of it. So if I have negative 1/2 x here, then you're going to add 1/2 x to both sides. But I don't want to be doing plus 1/2 x plus 1/2 x because you're going to get confused with the 2 plus 1/2. So instead of doing that, let's just move the terms around. Okay? By the way, 1/2 would be the slope and 2 would be the y-intercept. Alright, the next one. Let's use the method. So I'm going to get rid of the loose number, right? So look, take the negative 3. And now I'm left with y plus 2x equal what? Negative 3 or positive 3? Right, positive 3. It's like you added 3 to both sides. Remember that, but you're not doing that. You just take it. It's easier to just take the term and put it on the other side. Just like what I'm going to do with the 2x. So this 2x, I'm going to take it, give it to you. Now when you give it back to me, it's going to have the opposite sign. Okay? So this is kind of like a different way of solving for a letter, but it's very efficient. Because not only that, since you already know that you're going to change this to the other side, you already know what your slope is. Your slope is not going to be positive 2, it's going to be negative 2. Your y-intercept is not going to be negative 3, it's going to be positive 3. Right? So let's see now. Let's do it. Now here, what I want you to do is the following. I need you to tell me, okay, what the slope is here. Very good. The slope is negative 2 because when you switch this to the other side, it's going to change signs. Sometimes, if it's already on the other side of the y, you don't need to do anything. And your y-intercept is positive 3. Because you're going to take this 3 and you're going to put it on the other side, right? Okay. So, the steps. You want to write the steps? Sure. Get rid of the loose number. Boom. In other words, the loose number is on the other side, so there's no need for you to get rid of the loose number. So then, the other step is add 1/2 x to both sides. Or just switch negative 1/2 x to the other side to positive 1/2 x. And that's it. You don't have to do 1, 2, 3 steps. No. You can just do 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps. Okay? But at least write something down. Alright? Let's move on. Okay then. Solve the following equations for y. Alright, so get rid of the loose number. The loose number is already on the other side. Get rid of the x term. Is the x term together on the same side as the y term? Yes. So I'm going to get rid of it. Hey, take it. And now I write 2y because the 20x is no longer there. The 20x went to the other side. Give it back to me. You gave it back to me with the opposite sign. See that? And then plus 10. Okay then, the last step is to divide by the number that is multiplying the y, or use the multiplicative inverse on the number that is multiplying the y. Whichever you want to is the same thing. So watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to divide by 2. Okay, this is a one-time deal. I'm not going to do it again. Divide by 2, divide by 2. See that? Everything gets divided by 2. So now what happens? This cancels out, that leaves you with y. Then negative 20 divided by 2 is negative 10x. And then 10 divided by 2 is plus 5. You should have seen it. When I give you an equation like this and I ask, what is the slope? Think of it. You have to take this to the other side and you're going to divide by 2. So the slope is nothing more than this divided by 2. So that's negative 10. When you switch it, this becomes negative. And the y-intercept, well, think about it. This is the loose number, but you gotta divide by 2. So then the y-intercept is gotta be 10 divided by 2, which is 5. Okay, only for those of you can actually understand this. Otherwise, we continue with more until you understand. Solve for y. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna take this. The loose number is already on the other side. So I'm gonna take the x term and give it to you. And now, when you gave it back to me, you gave it back to me negative on the other side. See that? And now I'm going to divide by 9 on all sides. So divide by 9, divide by 9, divide by 9. So what do I get? I get y equals, okay, negative 3 over 9. I'm going to show you something nice on the calculator, okay? So yes, I put batteries in the calculator. Okay, so alpha y equals will give you a fraction. Now, notice something. So I have a fraction of negative 3 over 9. So that's exactly what I'm going to type. Negative, remember what the negative is right here, okay? So negative 3 go down over 9, okay? Now look at what the calculator is going to do for you. I didn't teach you this earlier, right? Click enter. Yes, the calculator will actually simplify it for you. So negative 3 over 9 is the same thing as 1 over 3. So then I got y equals negative 1 over 3x. Okay, that's right. That's right here. Plus 1 over 9 really cannot be simplified because 1 is already in simplest form. So you just leave it like that. So your slope is negative 1 over 3 and your y-intercept is 1 over 9. The coordinates of the y-intercept is 0, 1 over 9. Move on. So let's see. get rid of the loose number, it's already on the other side. That's to solve for a variable, okay? Now, can you use the golden rules to solve linear equations? Of course. You could say, is there distributive property? No. Fractions? No. Like terms? No. Variables on both sides? Well, in this case, no. Additive inverse? Yes. Between the letter that you want and some unknown number. So that's why you're gonna subtract x from both sides. The reason I don't like to do this is because it forces me to put the variable under a number. And then you end up with 2y equals negative x plus 18. I always want you to put the x term first. And then I'm gonna divide by 2. So divide by 2, divide by 2, divide by 2. Everything gets divided by 2. So your answer now, your new equation is y equals, okay, negative x over 2 is the same thing as saying negative 1x, okay, negative 1 over 2x. 18 divided by 2 is 9. That's how you do it. Now, if you want to continue using the method that I just showed you, that's fine with me, okay? All right, what are the usual steps to solve an equation for y? I told you, get rid of the loose number, get rid of the x term, and divide by the number on the y. Or use the multiplicative inverse if the number multiplying the y is a fraction. All right, solve for y. Well, here, the loose number is already on the other side. All I gotta do is get rid of this x term. So, here. Now, guess what? You already did. Now, y equals positive 2 over 3x, because I'm putting it on the other side, and plus 4. And I'm done. Slope, 2 over 3. Y-intercept, 4. Okay, solve the following equation for y. So, let's see now. Loose number is already on the other side of the equal sign. Okay, so now I get rid of the x term here. 3y, because it's no longer here, equals, give it back to me. So the negative 6x becomes positive 6x. Once again, the reason being is that if you were doing it the traditional way, you would add 6x to both sides. So then this disappears, and then it appears over here with the opposite sign. Okay? So 3y equals 6x minus 9. The minus 9 didn't go anywhere, so it stays at minus 9. And now you're going to divide by the number on the y. Well, I'm no longer going to be doing over 3 over 3 over 3. I can do it in my head. So when I divide by 3, the idea is to get rid of it. This divided by 3 and this divided by 3. See that? Not difficult, right? Cool. Okay, solve the following for y? Sure. So get rid of the loose number, it's already on the other side, so I don't have to do anything. Get rid of the x term? Sure. So now I have negative 3y equals, give it back to me, give it back to me. Okay, negative 7x minus 12. Now, divide by negative 3 on both sides. So you get negative 7x over negative 3 minus 12 over negative 3. Oh my god, I just ended up dividing by 3 anyways. Alright, so your final answer is y equals negative divided by negative is positive. So this is 7 over 3x, and then 12 divided by 3 is 4. And since negative divided by negative is positive, then it's plus 4. Bada bim, bada boom, bada bum, bada bum, bada bum. Okay. Solve for y. So now you're gonna tell me what to write. Let us do it like this. Alright, if you're not sure how to reduce a fraction, then put the fraction on the calculator, and the calculator will give you the reduced form of the fraction. Watch this. You're solving for y. I'm going to show you an easy way to do it. Now here, if I move the 4 down here, I'm going to end up with a negative y. So why not just take this y and put it, give it to you, and you know what happens if I put it on the other side? I end up with positive y plus 2x equals 4. Do you understand what I'm saying? Or you could just put the 4 on the other side negative, but then you have to change everything, the sign of every number by multiplying by negative 1. Here you don't have to anymore. So I took the y and I put it over here. So I ended up with y plus 2x equals 4. And now I'm going to take the 2x and put it on the other side. So I end up with y equals negative 2x plus 4. If you have any questions, then we could do it over. Okay, solve for y. Okay, in this case, you see here, in the previous problem, I told you that we were going to end up with a negative y if we didn't switch the y to the other side. Here, I'm not going to switch the y, I'm going to show you what happens. Alright, so get rid of, you see, I could move this y over here and make it positive, and then take this 9 and put it over here and make it negative. All is the same process. It's like saying add y to both sides, and the same process, but now it's very simplified. So in this case, I'm going to take the 3x, okay, because this is a game, so 3x goes to the other side. So you end up with negative y equals to negative 3x plus 9, because all I did was give you the 3x, you gave it back to me, put it on the other side, and it became negative. But the problem is that the y is negative. So that means that I have to multiply everything by negative 1. So I will multiply everything by negative 1. You see, this is what I was trying to avoid. So now, multiplying by negative 1 only changes the sign of everything. See that? Which is the same thing as if, okay, let's say I had switched this y to the other side, it will become positive. And then take this 9 and put it over here, it becomes negative. So that will be 3x minus 9 equals y, which is basically what I have over here. Okay, what is the form of the linear equation called once you have it solved for y? It's called slope intercept. Okay, slope intercept form. And that will be y equals mx plus b. Alright, solve for y. What the hell? Alright, first of all, I gotta get rid of the loose number. So I'm gonna take the 5 and I'm gonna put it over here. And you know what happens to that 5? So my new, whatever I have left is 2/3 y, right, equals to x minus 5. See that? And now I gotta divide by whatever is multiplying the y, but in this case it's a fraction, and I told you that if it's a fraction, we're better off using the multiplicative inverse. Okay? So now this is what happens. 3 cancels with 3, 2 cancels with 2. In other words, 3 times 2 is 6, 2 times 3 is 6, 6 divided by 6 is 1, so 1y. And now, let's see, 3 over 2 times x is 3 over 2x. 3 over 2 times 5 is 15 over 2. So this is your slope and this is your y-intercept. Okay? So solve for y again. Once again, I have a fraction, so let me take care of this first. Let's move this to the other side, okay? iPad form, or beker style. All right, so we move it. So we end up with x minus 1 over 10, right? So we have negative 2 over 5 y equals x minus 1 over 10. See that? Cool then. Now I still need to solve for y, so I got rid of the loose number, the x was already on the other side, and now I am going to get rid of the number that is multiplying the y. In this case, it's a fraction, so I am going to use the reciprocal of that, or multiplicative inverse. Negative 5 over 2, negative 5 over 2, and let's see what I end up with. You already know that the idea is to, of the reciprocal is to leave the y by itself. So tan, you know, 10 over 10 is 1, okay, 1y. And now here, negative 5 over 2 times x is negative 5 over 2x. The slope. And then negative 5 over 2 times negative 1 over 10. Well, let's see. When you have two fractions, we multiply straight through. So negative 5 times 1 is, negative times negative is positive. So this is going to be positive. Negative 5 times 1 is negative 5. Ay, que bruto. No. We already multiplied the signs. Positive. So I just have 5 times 1, which is 5. And 2 times 10, which is 20. Okay, but then again, 5 over 20 can actually be simplified. So in reality, you have y equals negative 5 over 2x. And then when you put this on the calculator, or if you know what this reduces to, I can divide by 5 here, which is 1, and I can divide by 5 here, which is 4. So it's 1/4. So the slope is negative 5 over 2, and the y-intercept is 1/4, 0.25. All right, here, solve for y, please. Y equals 1 over 3x. All I gotta do is, 3 is multiplying here, so I am going to, oh my god, I didn't teach you this. Okay, so just divide both sides by 3. That's basically what it is. So x over 3, or 1 over 3x. But in reality, the secret is that whatever something is doing on one side, it goes to the other side doing the opposite. 3 is multiplying y, so it will go to the other side dividing. Oh, that's another skill you just got. All right then. And you got quiz number 4. Okay. So you got a table right there. You got y equals 1/2 x minus 3. Sorry. You could use the table. Okay, I already give it to you. Actually, you know what? Construct a table of values before graphing. Okay, so you don't have to really do it before graphing. If you are asked to do it before graphing, then use the calculator, okay, and graph it in the calculator. So I'm gonna go to y, right? Y equals, and you already know how to put a fraction on your calculator. And now you graph. You get the graph, then you go to second, and then you see where it says table, you hit table. So you're gonna get a table of values. Please only write the nice numbers. You need at least 3 negative values and 3 positive values, and you're Gucci, okay? Now, me, on the other hand, I'm gonna do the graph first, and then I am going to get my values for my table from the graph. So how do I do that? Well, remember something. It's y equals 1/2 x minus 3. So you have to identify the slope here. So what is the slope here? Correct, the slope is 1/2, positive. And the y-intercept is negative 3. The loose number is always the y-intercept, okay? There's no question around it. And the number that accompanies the x, the number is always the slope. So that means that I'm gonna go 1 up, 2 to the right, 1 up, 2 to the right, 1 up, 2 to the right, and I'm gonna start at 0, negative 3, because remember what the coordinates of the y-intercept are? 0, b. So I'm gonna start at 0, negative 3. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. So 0, negative 3. 0, 1, 2, 3, negative 3. And the slope is 1 over 2. So 1 over 2, 1 over 2, 1 move over 2, 1 over 2. Of course, this doesn't look nice. I need something that crosses the negative side on the axis. So look at the path. 1 up over 2, 1 up, 2 to the right. Well, it's the same thing as 1 down, 2 to the left, 1 down, 2 to the left, 1 down, 2 to the left. And you follow the same path. And now you just trace your line. And that's it, you connect it. Okay? And remember, to put the arrowheads and remember to label your equation. It has to have a name. Got it? Okay then. Here you're supposed to find the slope. Okay, so x, y, 1, 1, 2, 2. And then you follow the formula for the slope, which is the subtraction of the y's over the subtraction of the x's. So let's see. y2 minus y1, 11 minus 8 over 8 minus 4. So you have 3 over 4 slope. Here, same thing again. X, y, and you know how to label it. 1, 1, 2, 2, and you finish your thing. Here you are asked to find the slope again. So how do you go from one point to another? Well, think about it. Rise over run. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 4 up and 6 to the right. They're both positive. Now you need to simplify this. Can I take half of both? Yes. Half of 4 is 2, half of 6 is 3, and your slope is either 4 over 6 or 2 over 3. Look, 2 over and 1, 2, 3. A nice point right here. Ah, beautiful, beker. You're nice. Okay then. And this one, the same goes for this one, and you already know the slope is going to be negative because it's actually going down. Okay, it's falling down to the right. And that's it for this lesson number 4. And I'll see you on the next lesson, which is basically how do we graph linear functions using the slope intercept form, which is not difficult.